Now, when it comes to hairstyles, I'm gonna just say this right now, and I'm specifically talking to black boys out there. You coming at school with a buzz cut, you're getting flamed and absolutely destroyed. I don't care how nice of a kid you are and how good your reputation is, people will flame you regardless. When it comes to high school, that's probably going to be the biggest force that you would ever have to overcome. Because when you first enter the high school as a freshman, you're gonna see many new people, you're gonna see many different things, many different experiences that you probably didn't expect to happen. And now you're just graduated and you don't even know what you want to do in life. And I'm gonna just say this, that is pretty much the majority of Gen Z. And when it comes to the older Gen Alpha kids, specifically being 13, the next year you're going to be in high school. Say goodbye to middle school and pack up your things and get ready to go to boot camp. Because my experience in high school, especially compared to middle school, is totally insane. And I think we can all agree the transitions between each school period that we have is totally chaotic. Because when you go from elementary school to middle school, you really don't think about things until you're in middle school. Find out that you don't have recess, you don't have book fair, you notice field trips start to get less and less. And depending on if your middle school has a 6th grade or not, you only have 2 to 3 years before you go to the big boy school. And trust me, with high school, they pretty much sweep out everything that relates to kids. Even though you're literally 13, 14 in the freshman year in high school, they automatically expect you to mature to 20. Now, with the recent video I put out, The Rise of Gen Alpha, which has gotten great feedback from a lot of you guys. But there was one thing I noticed when it came to the comments. And I noticed the adults were pretty much the minority, and the kids were the huge majority of that comment section. And seeing that with my own eyes, it really puts into perspective how easily kids are vulnerable on the internet. And it's not a bad thing, it's just the fact that we know that majority of kids are on the internet. Like, they take up a huge chunk of it. And since there was a lot of kids in that comment section, I think you definitely need to listen to this video. And first things first, since you're about to be a freshman next year probably, take out all those things that you hear about high school being this, high school being the best thing ever, high school being a fun fest. Whatever people say about high school in your personal area, don't listen to them. Not only is high school a different experience for everyone, majority of the time with high school, you're pretty much not doing anything at all. As a matter of fact, you're pretty much going to school, doing your work, and leaving out. And doing things in between is really never an option. And when I hear people say they did this in high school, it basically sums up to me that you're probably a bad kid, you were the class clown, or you were someone who took the time out of everything and wanted to do every little thing that you could. Even myself, when I heard high school, I always thought about things like this. But just understand, it's 2024, and things are going to be different than it was about 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. As someone who started high school in 2017, class of 2021, a lot of things changed from that period on. Another point that I want to add of things to avoid is clothing and hairstyles. Now, when it comes to hairstyles, I'm gonna just say this right now, and I'm specifically talking to black boys out there. You coming at school with a buzz cut, you're getting flamed and absolutely destroyed. I don't care how nice of a kid you are and how good your reputation is, people will flame you regardless. And trust me, they will not let that go. Even in class, they're gonna be talking about it and make you feel insecure about your haircut. The roasting culture in high school is real. While you do get older, roasting starts to fall off pretty much fast, especially by the time you're a senior. I mean, let's be honest, if you're still a class clown as a senior, then something ain't adding up. But in your early days of high school, especially freshman to sophomore, and maybe a little bit of junior, roasting is going to be active. And you just don't want to be that kid that is known for something. And I'm talking about something that is pretty much bad and negative. Like, imagine being known for being someone that comes in with a bad haircut. And hear me out on this, don't let these hype beasts gaslight you into buying expensive clothes. I don't know what it is with high school, I don't know if these kids be acting like they're rich, but the amount of hype beasts that I see in my school, with kids always dressing up, wearing the True Religion hoodies, wearing the Jordans, I mean, it's actually ridiculous. They spend more time on what they're wearing that day instead of putting them heads in them books. And seriously, these hype beasts be the same ones that always ask, hey, did you do the homework? Hey man, let me see the answers for number 2, 3, and 6. And you're just sitting there like, wow, the switch up is real. As I said, insecurities in high school will show up, and you will start to think that you have to change for other people. As I will always say, it's similar to social media, where you see many different people doing fake things. And as long as you have your original style, you guys already know the regular black pants, the Nike shoes, even a white tee, you're pretty much not gonna stand out too much, but it's gonna show that you're an actual basic normal person. Which may sound bad when it comes to high school, that's probably the best that you can be. And for number 3 that I also need to point out, do not commit illegal activities, do not do drugs, and especially vape. I don't know what it was from 2017 to early 2019, but when it came to the being depressed culture, it was really heavy during that time. And I want to also include point 4, because the reason why a lot of kids thought it was cool being depressed, being stressed out, was because of XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD. And he pretty much ran those years. But the amount of times that I've seen people actually try to act fake, change their profile pictures to a black screen, or even had Bart Simpson crying with an aesthetic filter over it, I mean, you just can't make this up. And maybe coincidentally, vaping just came out during during the right time, but it was just a bad combination. No racial, but a lot of Caucasian kids fall into this category, at least from what I've seen with my own eyes. Because every time I always went to the school bathroom, I always seen the same Caucasian guys sitting in there, boofing up the whole place, and then they have the nerve to walk up to you and say, hey, you want to hit, bro? Like you got nothing else better to do? Seriously, just don't be that person to go out there and start smoking cigarettes, start vaping for absolutely no reason. Number 5 is definitely not having to worry about going to prom. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, going to prom and these events that they have at high school is really underwhelming, especially if you're so focused on getting your work done at school. You never have the time to actually understand what are these things for in high school. I mean, when it comes to 4 blocks in high school, at least that's what I had. I was literally doing homework consistently over and over again. And if there was a break, that meant that there was a test coming around next week. So the fact that some schools really be trying to push prom out there and all these other types of events is pretty crazy. Even homecoming for me during my freshman year wasn't all that. And I kid you not, homecoming was the first and last high school event that I went to. Just understand, prom isn't the same as it was a long time ago, where people really went there to have fun. I can guarantee you go to prom nowadays, especially with the new Gen Alpha kids, all you're gonna see is cell phones and no one dancing. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't go to it, but this is to say that it's not going to be what you think it is. And that's if you can even get a date in the first place just to go. You already know that awkward feeling of going to a place and being the only one there. Just always remember, when it really comes down to things, school really needs to come first. I mean, think about it. You literally have to spend like $500 or $1,000 just for a suit and tie. Now imagine that and wearing it for only one day of the night. For number 6, you definitely don't want to get into a relationship at all. Relationships in high school is definitely a no-go. And 9 times out of 10, most people are getting into relationships because they see other people doing it. Not only are you losing focus and wasting time on another person, but the chances of you being with this person after school is very rare. And make sure to always keep your V card, because you definitely don't want to have a baby or a kid during that time, because you are totally screwed if that happens. And speaking of relationships, I definitely gotta talk about the friendships. Think about all the people that you have talked to. Now look at who you're talking to now. I guarantee you the people that you talked to in the past are definitely not the ones that you talk to now. As a matter of fact, I could bet that the only people that you talk to as friends are the same friends from elementary school since day one. I'm gonna just say this right now, your real friends are from elementary school. Anybody else after elementary school, don't even waste your time. Just look at them like NPCs. And always remember, when you're in high school, you're only talking to them to bypass time. And pretty much you have no other choice but to talk to them. You're literally in school from 8:30 all the way to 3 o'clock. So imagine really trying to go through the antisocial route. Just always remember, if they don't have any good ideas or anything positive to say, don't even mess with them further beyond acquaintances. That is pretty much the best advice that I could give for especially Gen Alpha kids, especially things to avoid in high school. I will say this as a bonus and a pro, Quizlet is your friend, guys. I'm so serious. Quizlet be having the same exact answers for some schoolwork in class, especially when it comes to math class and history class. To this day, I don't understand how that works, but trust me, Quizlet came in clutch when it came to homework. There are many things to avoid in school, but I think these are definitely the majority and pretty much the most important things that you should avoid, especially in this new age with social media and pretty much everyone on their phones. Always remember, the key to everything is just be yourself. Let me know how you guys feel about these points that I've made. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. It's Josh, keeping it real, signing off.